morning! Happy Monday! I wanted to come to you today with a slightly different kind of video, just for the heck of it, because why not? Let's change things up a bit. So we're finally inching into the spring season. It's still definitely a little bit chilly outside, and I'm still wearing coats, but at least we have sunshine. There are flowers in bloom, and this is definitely motivating me to put a little bit more effort into my outfits. Because, you know, winter is just like puffer jacket, layers, I feel frumpy, I don't feel cute, and now I want to feel cute. So I thought it might be fun to turn this into a little challenge for myself, and my goal is essentially to wear one hand-woven piece, one of my own creations, every single day this week, just for the heck of it, because they make me feel special, and I just want to feel special this week. The other challenge of mine is going to be to not just like put all of my very like eccentric, bold pieces with a plain black outfit, because that's just like the easiest thing to do, and I feel like that's my default, and I want to try to push myself and challenge myself. So what you're gonna see this week are a combination of a variety of things. I have my own hand-woven clothes, I have a lot of thrifted clothes, and then I also have a lot of not thrifted clothes. I do try my best to thrift everything in my closet, but as a plus size person, I definitely run into difficulties finding things that I need, especially in the like bottoms category. So forgive me for some fast fashion and not ideal options, but it's just what I have to work with at the moment. So yeah, let me show you today's outfit. On Monday, I had to travel all the way across the city for a class field trip where we were pretty much just hopping from museum to museum, so I needed my outfit to be extra comfy for travel and also a little bit artsy. For my outermost layer, I wore a gigantic orange coat from the brand Madewell. I thrifted this coat brand new with tags on ThredUp, and it has definitely become one of my go-to layering pieces. It makes me feel like a pumpkin, which makes me really happy. Underneath my coat is the star of this outfit, which is a boxy hand-woven top. I made this top as a therapeutic stash busting project this last winter break, so it's very simple in construction, and there's a whole lot of random wool yarns thrown in there. The wool is super warm, but it's also a little bit scratchy, so I paired it with a solid purple long sleeve in a color that exactly matches one of the yarns that I used in the top. And to coordinate with the kind of crafty bohemian vibes of my weaving, I wore these super slouchy green pants from Free People that have some really cute drawstring details, which gives them a little bit of shape and interest. I also included a fun bag, which is a thrift find from the designer Laurel Birch, who is known for her kooky cat designs. I'm a sucker for tapestry woven fabrics, and I love that these colors exactly match my top so perfectly. For my earrings, I'm wearing a pair that I got on my recent trip to Serbia, which features some fun metalwork and another pop of orange. And for my shoes, I wore my super beat up Danskos, which, as you could probably tell by their condition, are one of my most worn pair of shoes. While I would definitely love to wear something cuter with this outfit, when it comes to shoes, I definitely prioritize comfort and the color black, because I'm always walking around and the city streets are pretty gross. So even though these aren't the most fashionable, I absolutely love them. On Tuesday, I kept things pretty simple since I'd mostly be stuck in a classroom all day. So for my outerwear, I'm wearing this very simple black coat that I've had for ages. This coat doesn't have like a collar or lapels of any kind, which makes it the perfect garment for layering with big accessories like this hand-woven cowl. I made this fringe cowl when I visited the Saori headquarters in Osaka, Japan in 2019. At the time, they were celebrating a week of silk weaving, so I wove this piece entirely of silk yarns in both the warp and the weft, making it super soft and shiny and also really warm. This cowl is basically just a tube that isn't sewn all the way together, so it has little flaps that give it a cute little collar. I also twisted and hand-stitched the fringe to make little rose shapes that line the front as a decoration. Underneath my cowl, I'm wearing a shirt from the brand Skifo that I found at the thrift store. It's very loosely knit with a subtle metallic yarn, which I thought paired really nicely with the purple and blue shiny silk of the cowl. For my bottoms, I'm wearing some simple orange cargo-ish pants from Old Navy just for a fun pop of color. I'm also wearing my leather platform Converse, which are another one of my go-to super beaten up pair of shoes. And I kept my earrings super simple just so nothing would dangle and get stuck in my cowl. So I'm just wearing my usual set of stacked silver hoops. On Wednesday, we had another field trip to some textile showrooms, so I wanted to look a little bit put together but also ready for another long day of walking through the city. I'm wearing a gigantic vintage leather blazer that I thrifted a while back, which is perfect for layering in this weird in-between season weather that we're having. Underneath that, I'm wearing today's woven piece of the day, which is a vest that you might recognize from one of my past YouTube videos. This vest fabric was made using Harrisville brand wools, which were woven in an improvised design that combines both plaid and log cabin weaving techniques. I then turned the fabric into a vest using a vintage sewing pattern from the 90s, and I included a bright pink silk lining that matches with the yarns of the weave. Technically, this vest still isn't finished because I don't have the courage to attempt to install buttonholes just yet, but someday I'll finish it. I paired it with a sweater in a similar pink color, a thrifted denim skirt, some black tights, and some tennis shoes from the brand Dansko that are totally new to me, so they're not totally beaten up yet, but they probably will be soon, honestly. I'm also wearing a funky pair of pink crochet flower earrings that I got at a botanical garden gift store. The gift stores of touristy places like museums and gardens are some of my absolute favorite places to find accessories. On Thursday, I rediscovered a pair of overalls in my closet that I totally forgot that I had, so I decided to make my outfit around those. To keep things simple, I paired them with a very straightforward black long sleeve, which is maybe breaking my rule of not wearing black this week. But I felt like the overalls were already way out of my comfort zone, so this doesn't really feel like cheating to me. My handwoven piece of the day is this super funky wool coat, which I actually made across several different YouTube videos. I wove this fabric during my 30 days 30 meters challenge using a whole bunch of yarn scraps from one of my favorite yarn brands called Noro. I then brought this fabric with me to my summer internship at Wabi Sabi Weaving, home of Sewry San Diego, where I sewed it into this super cozy boxy jacket. Since the Noro yarn is very rustic looking, I wanted to keep this garment very simple and to highlight all of the handmade qualities of this fabric, like the funky selvages. This ended up being one of my most worn handwoven pieces, and I definitely want to make many more jackets in this style. I'm also wearing one of my favorite pairs of earrings, which are these snake-shaped hoops that I got from a random Tibetan store in San Francisco. And I'm also wearing my black leather Converse again. On Friday, which is the last day of the school week, my goal was to be as comfortable as possible because I had a lot of computer work to do. My handwoven piece of the day is this giant blue scarf that's also from one of my YouTube videos. In that video, I made 2 matching scarves, one of which was for a nonprofit in my hometown called the Youth Arts Collective. I ended up having extra warp, so I used that to make a matching scarf for myself, which is one of my favorite scarves that I've ever made because it's just so big. I paired it with this gigantic cardigan that I got from an online shop called Indigo Luna, which literally feels like I'm being wrapped in a blanket, so it's my favorite for cozy, lazy days. Underneath that, I'm wearing a simple purple long sleeve that I've had for ages, a pair of thrifted plaid pants from the brand Ann Taylor, some cozy wool socks, and of course my favorite Danskos. That pretty much wraps up my whole week of outfits. Which was your favorite? Also, feel free to let me know in the comments what you thought of this kind of video. I'm working on a new way to document my school projects, and it's taking me a lot longer to edit than I thought, so I wanted to film something fun in the meantime. Anyway, thank you for joining me this week, and I hope to see you in next week's video. Bye!